I want to say thank you to everyone who downloaded the values alignment exercise from our free resource library. I also want to say thank you to those of you who contact me personally to ask for some guidance in facilitating it with their work group. It was a joy working with all of you. Now, in the past several newsletters, I've set the stage and have established a case for not simply having organizational core values, but the benefit in doing so and how to go about creating a culture of success because of it. At the end of the day, it's a simple formula. Our personal values, and we all have values, define who we are individually, and our character, or equals our character. Since an organization is made up of two or more individuals, it is then the collective character of those individuals that define the culture of the organization. If those character traits are not in sync, we are most likely to find the organization is dysfunctional. When they are in sync, there you will find success. So moving forward, and the whole purpose of this series is to share and focus on discussing a core value and provide the reader with a tool to consistently communicate those organizational core values either through meetings, employee recognition, employee reviews, coaching, through the disciplinary process. And I will structure the article as if I'm speaking to you in the first person. So let's get started. Today's core value that I want to share with you is integrity. And why is it important to us? Why is it important to our organization? Well, integrity is the one value that trumps all other values. Now, that's a small t, so no political statement here. We could probably fit every other core value under it. When all else is gone, the only three things that we still have is our name, our freedom to choose, and our integrity. Collectively, as an organization, it is the same. Our integrity is what we do, what we produce is paramount to our success. It is how the rest of the world, our customers, our suppliers, sees and measures us against not the competition, but against what is right and what is wrong, good or bad. It is how we are being judged. Now, don't fool yourself. If you don't think you are being judged, you are. We are. Our success or failure depends on what happens in the space between the stimulus and the response. It's called integrity at the moment of choice. I want to remind all of you, you are going to be faced with choices. Some will be easy, some difficult. Call these moral dilemmas. It is in that moment, what you say to yourself and the action that you take, that will speak to your integrity. Do you leave early or go out with the girls? Do you stay late and finish the report? Do you go home to catch the recital you promised your 9-year-old daughter, or do you stay and finish the report? Now, are you trying to lose weight? And do you open a refrigerator and reach for the Haagen-Dazs or a healthier snack? You and a coworker are up for promotion. You discovered a significant flaw in a project that they are responsible for. You have the ability to correct it immediately. Do you fix it or let them take the fall? Integrity at the moment of choice. We can't afford to make the wrong call, ladies and gentlemen. Moving forward for us as an organization, I want to encourage each of you, when faced with choices, to take a moment to contemplate the decision that you make between doing what you know to be right and what you know to be wrong. And B, take time before you are faced with those dilemmas to perhaps reflect and be introspective on what integrity means to you. So here's a short story I wanted to share with you. We often think of stories where individuals fail to exercise integrity at the moment of choice. Cheating athletes, less than honest politicians, small business owners, to Fortune 500 CEOs, to the person sitting next to you in your cubicle or your office. But today, I want to share with you a story about one of our own. She probably doesn't know that I know this, but that's part of why it's so important. Doing the right thing when nobody else is watching. And so a few weeks back, I was walking past the break room on the way down to Dorothy's office when I overheard a couple of employees discussing another employee's failure to perform. They weren't being very nice about it, and I was going to go step in and address it, but instead I heard Cindy join the conversation. She asked the two of these people, she's asked the two if this person was aware of how they felt about her. And she went on to say that how will she ever improve if no one takes time to talk to them about these real or perceived failures. Cindy went on to suggest that perhaps there are reasons that we're not aware of, reasons that, as coworkers, we could probably help her to overcome or do better at. So rather than getting into a discussion with them about this person's performance or failure thereof, Cindy instead suggested that they speak with her and see what they can do as a team to best get the projects done. She asked one of the individuals to approach the person and set aside time that they could all get together to have this conversation. So instead, we can have some successful projects moving forward. So when it comes to integrity, it's about having the courage to step up, being open-minded to different ideas, being a team, even if it appears to be difficult. The initial conversation should have perhaps not have occurred in the first place, but because it did, somebody, Cindy, had the integrity to address the situation in a safe, professional manner, limiting potential for the workplace drama and as such further reducing our team's productivity and effectiveness. So Cindy, thank you for having the integrity to step up, to stop what was happening and instead turn it around into a positive experience for both yourselves, the individuals involved. So here's my final thought. If you don't think discussing organization core values aren't important, consider this. Dr. James Weber, in his research of the relationship between organizational leaders' value orientation and that of the employees, in 1998 found out that 85.9% of the managers claim they draw their moral standards at work from the expectations perceived in the work environment. Another researcher in 1990 adds that organizational norms that are embodied by the corporation's culture are strong determinants of individuals' thoughts and behaviors in the workplace. And then finally, in 1997, researcher notes that corporate culture, our values, is recognized as a key contextual influence in establishing and maintaining norms and an organizational culture. So, ladies and gentlemen, let us leave here today exercising our integrity at the moment of choice.